Hey anglers, it's Derek here with 515 Fishing. Hey, we've got a rainy day out here, so I figured it'd be a good time to do another video. Last time I talked about how we organized the backpack here and how I carried that around. So today I'm just going to go into crappie specifically. So you can see this is the crappie container or thing that I like to use. Obviously, I've got a lot more lures and bait that I would use than just this, but this would be the quick thing to pack and to bring with me. So I'm just going to go through some of the different stuff that I've got in here and show you how I use it. Now with crappie, the colors I like the most would be pink and white. So a lot of the stuff you'll see here are those colors. Twister tail is a good bait for a lot of different fish, but especially crappie. Now if you're a beginning crappie fisherman, you're going to want to do some slip bobber fishing, and these here are bobber stops, and these are used for that technique. Now slip bobber fishing would be you're going to have a specific depth that you're targeting. So one thing that crappies like to do is they like to suspend at different depths. You've got the high in the water column, low in the water column, or somewhere in between. Now if I'm fishing 15 foot of water, and let's say the crappies are in the 12-foot range, it's going to be tough for me to set up a regular bobber and get it in front of those fish on cast and stuff like that, especially if you're fishing from shore. But with a slip bobber, what these bobber stops do is they allow you to go to a certain length and then put this bobber stop, and then with a slip bobber, that bobber is going to go all the way to that bobber stop and stay right there so that the bait is right in front of the fish's face. And with that, we would use a live minnow. Next going on, we've got a white twister tail. The great thing with twister tails, like I said, is you can catch a multitude of species with these. I'll use a white twister tail for white bass, crappie, and a larger sizes for walleye or pike. Next we've got these tube jigs. So red and white once again. The tube jig has got the hollow body with a skirt here. Not quite as much action as a twister tail, but on some days the crappie want a tube jig rather than a twister tail. These are good, you could use with the bobber above these and just slowly work those back as well. Just another example, pink-white body, a little bit larger size there with that bait. One thing I haven't used for a long time, but it's still a good tool to have, are these hair jigs here. This is a pink head jig with a white body, and here we have the opposite, white head with pink body. So one bait that I'm really curious to try this season that I haven't used yet would be this little, what's kind of like a fluke here with this quick action tail. What I'm planning on doing this season is using this in a drop shot rig and slowly working it back to the shore. So I'll give you an update on that if I use this season and let you know how that goes. Now if I'm going for larger crappie or I'm targeting just big fish, I might use something like this chatterbait. This chatterbait you see is a lot with bass, but this is a little bit smaller size here. The great thing with these chatterbaits is this whip, I guess you could call it, gives you a lot of vibration and noise in the water, keeps this bait high in the water column, and attracts a lot of attention. Next, we've got these mini mites. These are great if you're fishing from a boat and you're tossing into structures such as a tree or an algae bed. You just work these back really slowly and kind of twitch them back, or just work the bait back really slowly. You get a lot of hits on those. Let's see, we've got some inline spinners here. These MEPs, I love these things. Chartreuse and white, pink, all good colors. Smaller, better. I think this is a MEPs 0. 0-1s, maybe even a 2 would be something that would work there. Now with all my jig heads, you're going to notice the jig heads in here I have are all going to be, you know, yellow, chartreuse, white, pink, something along those lines there. Another tube jig here, white body, chartreuse skirt. The one thing I really want to talk about though are these crappie sliders. Okay, now I'm not endorsed by these, but this has been my go-to ticket all season. I mean, it's been automatic with these. And I've got one out right here I can show you. It's nothing real fancy, you know, it's just grub with a little kind of a paddle tail is what I call it. But man, it's been deadly this season, so keep an eye out for those. And with those, I've been using these pink crappie slider jig heads. And these are just kind of a dart setup on these. So it's I believe they call that a bullet style head, and I think I have one in here.